I am feeling good today. What's good, everybody? Welcome into the Early Edge, your daily sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine in the friendly confines today. The best value in all of sports betting, and it's not close. Now, you might think that we are all in Nashville having a good time, having photo shoots, doing shows, that we would lose our focus. Oh, you'd be so very. Let's go back to what we did yesterday, Jeweler. Look at that. The morning show. I'm not a mathematician, but that's perfect. How about 5-0 on our straight picks? The gym hits at plus 120. A beautiful, beautiful thing. Then in the afternoon, not bad, 2-2. 2-2. Padres didn't hit. Dodgers last night lose it in the 11th, or we would have swept that too. But a great day at the brand. You got to remember there's going to be ups and downs, but we have a lot more ups than we have downs. Let's bring in the stars of the show. You know I got my OGs in the studio today. M Squared is right there. Maestro, you are right there. And I saw you. I walked through today. You're digging deep already on Nuggets even before the show started.
Good morning, guys. Great to be here. I'm just going to take a little bit of liberty here because we're in this beautiful studio in Nashville. Talk about two things that jumped out at me yesterday. The Orioles cashing at plus 184. You know, they've been underdogs 100 times this season. They've won outright 49 times. They've cashed the run line 68 times. You're up 26.5 units betting the Orioles blindly every day. By far the best in baseball. Only the Mets plus 15 units are even close. And then on the negative side, did you see Patrick Corbin? No. They're 3-20 in his starts. And after this season, the Nats still have 2 more years on a $140 million deal. That's a bad contract.
It's unbelievable. It truly is. I saw that stat yesterday. I blindly bet the Cubs last night. So it goes to extra innings, and they still beat the Nationals despite that. All right, let's get into it. Storylines could affect the betting lines today. And I tell you what, there's a lot of stories going on about preseason football, NFL, quarterbacks, all these different things. We did all of our future episodes yesterday. They're going to drop by the end of the week. But we're starting with you, Maestro, and we're starting with the Patriots.
Yeah, Panthers and Patriots getting together in Foxborough. The game is Friday, but they're holding joint practices. And if you listen to both coaches, they say the joint practices are actually more important. They can practice situational football. And Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield are getting a lot of good work. And it looks like they may not even play in the preseason game, even though they have this quarterback battle, because the work that's going on is more important right now. Now, if that happens, Mac Jones is going to play much, if at all. He sat out the first preseason game. You have 2 rookies. You have Matt Corral, highly touted out of Ole Miss for the Panthers. Well, he did not look good. Completed his first pass for the Panthers, missed his next 8. He got sacked, lost a fumble. That was wiped out by a penalty. On the other side, the kid out of Western Kentucky, Bailey Zappi, for the Patriots. That kid looked good. 19 of 32, 205, a touchdown, an interception. Very accurate. Hung in the pocket. I'm leaning Patriots plus 2 on Friday night.
People were talking about him last year. They said, this kid out of Western Kentucky, he's going to be a really good player. Everybody was sleeping on him, but he's playing pretty well right now. Now, you guys know, if you are early edge fans, there's so many of you out there that the 2 words that my man M Squared loves more than anything is what?
Day baseball, Coach.
You're damn right. Now, day baseball, it's also very important for the weather. Mikey, you're up.
Yeah, we've got a little weather today. Nothing extreme, but we do have 2 spots that I really care about. Chicago Cubs at Washington, plus 10% weather boost in that one in terms of home run hitting and run scoring. Houston, still on the road to Chicago White Sox. Same thing there, plus 10%. And then the big negative of the day is going to be Colorado and St. Louis, seeing a negative 15% on the home run probability in that game. And then finally, Atlanta, New York Mets. This is the only one that we have any concerns about potential weather delays in this game. Too early to call it at this point, but keep an eye on it this afternoon.
Yeah, we'll keep updating things on Early Edge in 5. More storylines, more best bets for the night in sports. We'll update that as well. All right, time to get to our board. And you know we were perfect yesterday. May not be perfect today, but we're going to do our absolute very best. But before we do that, we got to pay those pesky little bills. So here's a word from one of our sponsors. And we are back. All right, 2 big plays from SportsLine, and I'm going to go right here to my single. We're going to the pitch because Buckets, once again, yesterday cashed another ticket. So many Bucket fans out there. So today we got more Champions League qualifiers. Now, the team from Ukraine, we believe they've met the end of the road. It's been an incredible story, but they're taking on Benfica and Benfica will score over and over and over. And we only need them to score over 1.5 at minus 120. They easily will do that, probably a first half cash. Then our second play is from Alan Bell. AB? That's right. Because last Saturday, on the last full night in the MLS, my man hit 5 out of 6, both teams to score. So when he sends me a minus 165, normally I'd say, AB, whoa. But not this time. These teams have been scoring and scoring a lot. The juice is most definitely worth the squeeze. Now, you can move the show. You can move the talent, but you can't move the things that make the early edge what it is. So it's time to get to our board here in the studio. So, Mikey, you know the drill, son. Give it to me.
All right, Coach. Let's hit a Major League Baseball team total here. We're going Minnesota Twins over 4.5, minus 110. Want to pick on Daniel Lynch of the Kansas City Royals just a little bit here. I always talk about weighted on base average. We also talk about expected numbers. At this point in the season, these numbers are identical for him, and they're also identical at home versus the road. That number comes in at 330. That puts him below Major League Baseball average in every situation that he has seen. I love this Twins lineup against left-handed pitching. Despite only rating 14th against lefties so far, when you look at the collection of individual players they have a number of guys that have hit left-handed pitching incredibly well in their career. Finally, air density is fine in Minnesota today. Beautiful hitting conditions. Not a massive boost because it's what you get every day this time of year in Minnesota. But I love the Twins here over 4.5 runs.
We tell you all the time, there's so many different ways to bet a baseball game. And right now, what Mikey is doing is kind of taking the anxiety out of it because it's been so difficult to bet money lines, to bet run lines. All we need is runs. I love this play with the Twins. All right, I'm going to go next. And we know that this week is the BMW Championship. It's event number 2 in the race for the FedEx Cup, and I found 3 great plays, 2 tournament matchups, and a round 1 matchup. I'm going to go Troy Merritt over Ches Reavie. Troy Merritt's been playing very, very good lately. Ches Reavie had 1 good week, and that was at the Barracuda, and nobody knew about it because the Open Championship was being played the same week. Troy Merritt's been playing very, very good golf. I love this number at minus 105. Then Adam Scott, great week last week. He's having kind of a resurgence in his career. Keegan Bradley, he's been playing well, but at this number at minus 105, momentum is what the FedEx Cup playoffs are all about. And Adam Scott has that. And then a round 1 matchup. I can't believe I can even play this. All 3 of these plays at Caesar Sportsbook. John Rahm minus 150 over Hideki. It's not Hideki over Rahm. Rahm over Hideki. Hideki's been hurt all year. He pulled out of last week's event with a neck issue. And I just don't even know if he can make it through. All we need is round 1. Even if he makes it through round 1, he's going to be rusty. How much could he have played? Not very much. John Rahm is motivated. He's angry about how he played last week. I love this number. All right, when we get to the final spot on the show before the gym, it's named for this man right here. So, Maestro, without further ado, the floor is yours.
All right, I'm going to go to some day baseball, and I'm going to look at the Cubs in the first 5 innings on the run line. We'll talk about these starting pitchers. You have the lefty Drew Smyly for the Cubs, a 2.63 ERA in 5 career appearances at Nats Park. Also a 2.20 ERA in day games, which doesn't hurt. Facing a Nats lineup, 7th worst in OPS against lefties, but that's for the whole season. That's when they had Juan Soto and Josh Bell. Those guys are on the Padres last I checked. And then for the Nats, you have Corey Abbott. Interesting story because he was a Cub. He was a 2nd-round pick of the Cubs. They traded him to the Giants early this season. The Giants waived him. The Nats are so desperate, they picked him up. This guy has good stuff, but he has no command. Last 2 starts, 7.2 innings, 8 walks, 11 runs. I mean, the numbers are pretty bad. 16 innings this year and 11 walks. I don't think he has command. I'm going to lay half a run in the first 5 at minus 110.
I like this a lot. The Cubs, whenever they play this team, just seems like they have their number. I can't figure it out. We do have a quick question from the chat for you, Mikey. It's on tennis. Thoughts on Kyrgios and Fritz today at the Cincinnati Open?
I honestly haven't been following the tournament so far in this tournament, but I would be very careful betting on Nick Kyrgios in the days leading up to the U.S. Open because I do think that we will see an early round exit so he could be prepared and rest at some point for that tournament. So be very careful with it. I would lean towards Fritz with the plus games.
Isn't it crazy to say that a player would intentionally, but that's who this guy is. You say it's crazy until it's him.
Yeah, and it wouldn't even be intentionally necessarily. It's you lose a 7-6 tiebreaker in the first set at that point. Like you could definitely fall off a bit at that point. But he's going to try to win the match. But if things go south at all for him, don't be surprised if things really go south and he gets a little rest heading into the U.S. Open.
So I would say probably stay away. You don't have to. We tell you all the time on the show, you don't have to bet every bet. Just because you don't have to bet every bet. Sometimes you can lay off. It's allowed. All right, grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of the jeweler on the ones and the twos. Mikey is on the Twins team total over 4.5 -110. Maestro, first 5 Cubs lay the half a run -110. Then if you're going to cash with me, you're going to do it with 2 tournament picks. Troy Merritt over Ches Reavie -105. Adam Scott over Keegan Bradley -105. And round 1 matchup, John Rahm over Hideki -150. All 3 of those plays at Caesars Sportsbook. Then from SportsLine itself, Benfica, team total over 1.5. That's from Buckets. And then from our 5-tool player, AB, Vancouver, Colorado, both teams to score 5 games tonight in the MLS. Then we cashed the Jewelers Gym yesterday at +120. Today, the Gym's got Maestro's back, Cubs money line. And then how about this? 5 of the last 6 meetings in Toronto between the Orioles and the Blue Jays have gone to the over, an average of 10.7 runs a game. So we'll play that over 9. You put those two together, it's +207. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be another great day at the brand. We've had an amazing time here in Nashville. The plans we have for you, you will not even believe. We want to be the #1 sports betting place that you come to, have fun, be included, learn. That's what we're all about. So with that being said, can we have another perfect day? We can try, but there's only one thing left to do. And don't forget Early Edge at 5 today at 4 Eastern time. You've got your marching order. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My entire crew, I love them all. M Squared, Maestro, Jeweler on the ones and the 2, and AB. Even though he's always 10 minutes late, we love him too. This is the Early Edge. Good luck.